You've talked about seamless, accessible digital finance for everyone. If that vision becomes real, what changes for a rural Pakistani today?
A great question. So first of all, I would like to share this with you that you said if that changes. The great news is it has already started to change. From a Pakistani ecosystem perspective, if you compare to where we are at with where we were 10 years ago, a decade, we have actually covered a lot of ground, and that's good news. Does not mean that we have to be complacent. There's still a long way to go. So the financial ecosystem has matured quite significantly with a particular focus on inclusion. So again, if you go back 10 years, you look at the financial inclusion numbers in Pakistan, and even if you look at the segregated numbers in terms of how many men were included and how many women were included, you will see there's a significant jump now. So we are starting to see more and more people come into the fold. And that is because we have been able to deploy digital public infrastructure such as RAST, which is entirely for public good. And also a lot of credit goes to the private sector players like the mobile wallet operators, because they have played a pivotal role in bringing in more and more people onto financial account usage. At the end of the day, inclusion is the basis for any progress. You have to have more people in the financial ecosystem. You have to have more people to use the financial services formally so that you can broaden the overall scope. So we're in a good shape. We have our own instant payment system, again, RAST in Pakistan. We have interoperable payments, which are extremely low cost, absolutely instant, absolutely safe, and very simple. Moving ahead, I think the key to success or attaining the ultimate goal would be that we keep it very simple and we keep it user-centric and small business-centric. We do not have to abstract the complexities to the customer or the user. The systems, the technologies can get fancier and more niftier, but at the back end, the user experience, the problems that are to be solved have to be absolutely focused upon. We don't have to focus too much on what fancy technologies out there that I need to deploy. It's not about that, it's about problem solving. Masses are still lacking in financial literacy, digital literacy. We got to keep a very close eye on that. Develop fit-for-purpose products. Adoption will take course.
What would your advice be to them? How can they build things that are focused on, because a large part of the Pakistani population is low literate or either they're digitally illiterate. How do you take care of that whilst also building things that are innovative?
Again, I'll start off by saying this, that no, we have actually started to see some really well-thought solutions come through the pipeline now. So there's a lot of startups at LUMS and beyond. They're doing a fantastic job in terms of identifying the problem. And everyone's trying to solve them as best as they can. Again, I will go back to the point. The key is to keep a very clear focus on who your target segment is. Pakistan, a massive portion of your population still remains not ideally literate. Financial literacy is quite low, digital literacy is quite low. People find cash very easy and simple to use and very safe to use. So to change the tide on that, while you're working on these great solutions, you have to come up with a plan, a change management plan, to put it very simply, where you push the agenda on the financial and digital literacy in parallel to when you're producing these great solutions and products to go out there. Because if you have a great fancy product and there's a population that does not know how to use it, then you will spend up more time in now getting them up to speed. So these two things go hand in hand. Startups do not have to solve for everything on their own, but they need to look for more partners. They need to do advocacy with the public sector, with the government. Maybe they can find a lot of support there, and surely they will. Right now, the government of Pakistan is fully backing the Cashless Pakistan initiative. They are basically move everything that they can to ensure that the digital ecosystem gets fully enabled, gets fully facilitated. The Prime Minister of Pakistan is actually anchoring this activity on his own. Great opportunity. So whatever barriers as a startup you see out there from an adoption perspective in the longer run, you should put them onto the table through the committee, through the market practitioners, and get it resolved for.
What are the next steps that take you from where you're at right now to the top, where you want to be?
So first of all, Karandas has been an enabler with the support, and I would say very generous support from Gates Foundation. We have been able to fund the development of RAST. The ownership of RAST absolutely lies with the State Bank of Pakistan. Now we have a separate entity in place which is called RAST Payments Pakistan Limited. That's going to take the agenda forward. Karandas continues to play the role of an enabler. We are very much entrenched in terms of making sure that RAST adoption keeps on growing. You rightly pointed out, we are quite happy with where we are from a growth perspective, but are we at an optimal stage? Of course not. The market is huge. There's still a lot of people who remain excluded. They can be included into the financial ecosystem. RAS usage can be doubled or tripled in the next 2 to 3 years down the lane. So there's more hard work required. I'll go back to the same thing. Financial digital literacy needs to be sorted. Fit for purpose products need to be developed by the private sector. We need to make sure that we keep it all simple, seamless, and easy to use. The complexity has to be limited to the systems. It must not be, put onto the consumer or the user side. We have to move ahead with a lot of effort around increasing adoption, especially in the merchant space as well. You're probably observing a lot of small merchants, Karyana stores, hawkers. They're starting to display these RAS QRs now. That's just the beginning of the journey. We want to see this everywhere, at every level of store, whether it's an Al Fatah or it's a Punjab Cash and Carry or it's your corner shop or it's greengrocer. Everybody should be easily able to use the RAS QRs and digital payments. That's where the real impact and real results, would start to show up.
Thank you so much for your time, and this was very helpful. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.